Guess how many guests he had? 200. 200 guests in the backyard in a neighborhood where Michael Jordan lived. Do you think it was a good travel party?
Absolutely.
Who do you think showed up at his travel party? His neighbors.
Yeah.
Do you think his neighbors were influential? Okay. Do you think they had $59 a month? $59 to pay for a monthly fee? Absolutely. See, that's the difference. You see how he grew? He grew exponentially faster than most people will ever grow. So it's all about the quality of your list, guys. And so what we have to do is sometimes we have to take our list and start erase and start over. And you can do that anytime. You can do that this month. You can do that next month. You know, he knows that I'm going to another level on my list, right? And that's what it's all about. It's all about quality to get the quantity. Okay, so making that list is powerful. That is the reason why most people will never have success in direct sales, because they never will go from, you know, from their existing circle of influence to another circle.
Right.
You got to get out of your neighborhood into another neighborhood.
Right.
I love my friends. Those church members, I still love them today. Okay, we can go fishing, we can go to some picnics, but we're not going to do business
But we're not
together.
going to do business.
Does that make sense? Go ahead, Tom.
Well, I want to say, yeah, what we're doing around the country, because people want to make, you want to make more, anybody want to make more money than they ever made in their life?
Yes.
And you heard me say that to my team, you know, before the year started. Before we got started, I said, whoever follows the leadership, y'all, we're going to make more money this year than we ever made, you know, in this industry. Anybody remember hearing me say that?
Yes.
Has that been true?
Yes.
You know, now let me share with you what Floyd is saying. The way I grew up in the business is by taking tough criticism,
Right.
constructive
Constructive
criticism.
criticism.
People would rather be spoiled by praise rather than saved by criticism.
Right.
We'll say to each other, man, you're going the wrong way, but you're making good time.
Yeah.
Right? Boy, if you was going the right way, oof, man, right? We need some people that's going to tell us what we need to hear, not what we want to hear.
That's right.
Right? So that circle, and it's going to seem, you know, tough, but don't you want to know now,
Yes.
than to find out a year from now?
Yes.
Yes.
That, you know, the toughest thing everybody gonna discover in their business is that you gotta change your circle.
Got to change.
I grew up in Baltimore, Maryland, and it was, how many people, if you had a cookout at your house tonight and it was catered by Outback Steakhouse, how many people would have a tough time getting 100 people to your house tonight? And you could have started inviting people this morning, right? Anybody would have had a tough time getting 100 people? Because, you know, I would have called Paul and said, can I bring somebody? Right?
Yeah.
This thing is, I mean, it's a cookout, right? But how many people would have a tough time getting 5 people here tonight?
That's good.
To hear from $1 million income earners.
That's right.
And most of us, we do. Why? Because we have the wrong circle. I call that the cookout circle, right? I can call you for a cookout, but if I call you and say I found something that'll change our lives financially, where we can live an inheritance for our children, right? Oh man, tonight, I mean, it's NBA playoff time. And you know, my team is in the playoff. I'm not gonna make no money if they win, but my team is in the playoff, right?
That's crazy.
So y'all, this is
crazy.
Ann Jones, Floyd, Kemp, Satchel. We're saying, y'all, we don't want y'all to get to Mexico in October clapping for us because, you know, we don't hit another milestone for our family. We want to share those things that we had to correct, all of us.
Yeah.
My circle, I had, you know, I wanted all my homeboys from Baltimore.
Yeah.
I wanted them to go with me. They won't even leave Baltimore. How they gonna go with me? Right?
That's true. That's real. That's real.
Hey, David, right? David, you know, Baltimore. No, but you know, you want it for
It's
them.
real.
Floyd and I had this conversation about our blood brothers.
Yeah. Tell the
Blood
story.
brothers.
Tell the story about my brother.
Man, I was in, you know, after making money in our previous company, I was in Maryland, and I ended up running into this guy, and this guy said, you know, I was speaking at the event, and this guy was just hanging around the restaurant that we were in, and he called me over, he said, man, Floyd's my brother. I said, man, you lying. I did. I mean, here's this guy that's helping, you know, people change their life, me and, you know, and that's your brother?
Right.
I said, man, do you know what your brother is doing? He's like, yeah, you know, he's like, you know, he was so casual. I was like, man, I said, let me see your ID. I did.
He did.
I asked him to see his driver's license. And then I said, what's Floyd's son's name? Y'all laughing.
He did.
He said, Jordan. I said, what's his wife name? I found it very difficult to believe.
Right.
You know, that these things happen and you could, you know. So again, that's my brother, same thing. I could make $1 trillion.
Not only that, but you know, when he saw my brother in Maryland, he was a great guy. You know, he's got a great job, but he's never going to be in business with me. Never, because he's not right for the business. But he saw Donald, when he saw Donald, I had bought my wife a dream home. I retired my mother from her job, his mama. And I had retired my mother-in-law. And he still was wanting, is that going to work? You know, that's just how it is, right?
Mindset.
That's true.
It's a mindset.
Right.
And this is 7 years later now.
It's a mindset.
So,
paid my mother's mortgage off.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Went and brought her a brand new car off the showroom.
His mother.
His same mama.
Yeah.
And he still couldn't see. He's still making evaluations. See, that's crazy. That's ludicrous. You know, that's crazy.
And so we can save you a lot of time because a lot of us gonna spend years.
Yes, that's right. No, say it again.
Years
with those people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who, no matter what you do, no matter what I do, I'm still that guy who took my brother's bike when I was 8. Right?
That's so true.
So we live. You live in a city where it's 1.5 million people, right? Who need a vacation.
Yeah.
1.5, at least one point something needs some extra income.
Yes.
Right? So again, we have to get out of our comfort zone so we can get into our money zone. Right? Because it's 2 different zones.
It is.
You know, people always say, brother, you don't have to be here. Yes, I do. Right?
He does.
Yes, I do. I do have to be here because this is where we get a chance to impact the lives of other people.
Yeah.
And if you're not impacting the lives of other people, you're not making no money.
Yeah.
Floyd?
Yeah, he has to be here because we're building a company.
Right.
He asked me to come back to help build a company. I don't need any more trophies, guys. I got a lot of trophies. I really care about building this company for all of us.
Right.
So I don't come up on stage to brag about my documentation. Use it.
Right. It is
That leads to the next thing. Most people won't be successful because they just won't be teachable. I can follow a leader. This guy was the most teachable person in the world. When we used to say, go right, go left, and go straight, Donald would do that. Now, Donald is the leader.
Right.
You got to have humility. Donald tells me, go right, go left, go, and I'm doing that.
Back up.
Right, back up, back up. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. It takes a lot of humility. It takes a lot of humility to be successful.
Right.
That's the second person. That's the second reason why most people will never be successful, because they simply are not teachable. They think they are.
Have to be teachable.
They think they are. There's a guy who's 22 years of age, Travis, in Atlanta, and we get on him all the time. I say, just talk to the people, say very little, okay? Point to me and say, let me do the presentation. Not because I'm better than he is, but I have documentation.
Right.
I've done that, okay?
Right.
So take the work off of you and put it on me. That's all I tell him. And he never calls. And he brings people to the meeting and they never sign up.
Wow.
That's simple. It's a simple correction. Just be teachable, okay? 3-way phone calls. Just get on the phone with your leader and let them do the work. If they're documented, let them do the work.
Right.
So that's the second reason. You want to say anything about that? Because you were really teachable. I mean, we used to go to these restaurants and he would invite myself and our other partner to come to do the presentation. He would be sitting there eating chicken wings, saying nothing, and he was nodding, yes, that's right. And at the end of the presentation, we would put them in the system. And he did that for a long, long time.
Until they made me stop.
Until I made him stop, which was the day that he had to go to Columbia, and we all overbooked, and he had to go do the presentation by himself. You remember that?
Y'all didn't know what
He
you
was
were
not happy. He wasn't happy about that. He wasn't happy about
I was
that.
gonna quit the business.
He wasn't going to quit the business.
Yeah, I thought about, really, should I quit this business? I was making too much money to quit, but had I not. But y'all, this meeting in Philadelphia is every Tuesday, right?
Yes.
What Floyd is describing when I came in, I was a professional inviter, right? How I learned the business was by having a vested interest in the business by putting as many people in the front row as I possibly could, right? And I wanted them to hear the same presentation that I heard,
That's right.
Right? Being a professional inviter, and I learned the business from sitting out there watching them do the presentation. Right? I learned the business by getting them on the phone call. It's called third-party validation, because the first thing people are going to ask you is how much money you're making.
That's right. That's it.
I get the point.
That's it.
Right? How long you been in the business? Man, I'm just getting started, but
Right.
right? So now in the presentation where you have, documented leaders, diamonds, in the front of the room, y'all very fortunate in Philadelphia to have documented leaders here on every week where all you have to do is come and contribute, what, $10? Y'all.
Yeah.
No project. You don't have to bring no projector.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to deal with this whole Crown Plaza in Philadelphia, right? So being a professional inviter, the true story that when they started asking me to participate, I was upset. I was like, we got this thing perfect, right?
That's true.
My job was to meet, greet,
True
eat,
story.
right?
That's true. That's true story.
I was, Paul, seriously, I was like, yo, why y'all gonna mess it up now? We doing well, right?
Then you got one. I said just do one sentence at the end.
Oh yeah.
He didn't want to speak in front of
I was like,
anybody,
oh,
and I
man.
told him the person in the front of the room makes what?
Oh, he said, Floyd said to me one day, and seriously, I hated public speaking. I hated being in front of the room, right? So Floyd said to me one day, he said, the people in front of the room make all the money.
That's it. That's
So I
right.
said, because you can't let your fears be bigger than your
That's
dreams.
right.
That's right.
Right?
Exactly.
I mean, if I told you that you could make $1 million by public speaking, would you do it?
Of course.
Would you do it? Right? And y'all, Floyd will tell you, my presentations was like
Yeah.
this.
No, seriously.
They were like, like literally, And then Floyd, being the mentor that he was, when he would introduce me and we'd pass each other, and he would always do this. He would always say something to me, right?
Yeah.
Whisper in my ear. You know what he would say to me? He'd say, "Tough crowd, boy, tough crowd."
The last part was tough crowd, and then was don't what?
Don't mess this up. But again, you're thinking about whatever that thing is,
Right. That you drive.
whatever that why is, right? Whatever it is, it's got to be bigger than that fear. Leroy thinking about, lavish vacations, big bank accounts. Really, just by, if I tell you eggs, flour, milk, just go left, go right. From a person who you start seeing people, Donna, what you're doing right now, learning the business, and y'all, the difference between an amateur and a professional is one who gets paid.
Right.
And you see small evidence. There's a guy tonight who's gonna make, he said, Brad, if I make some money in this business, you got me. I know he's gonna make $25 tonight. That's some money, right?
Yes.
The first thing you see is a check with your name on it. Once I saw that, right? And something about a $25 check that makes you believe you can make a $250 check.
Right.
Something about a $250 check makes you believe that you can make $2,500. But it's small successes.
Yeah.
Only thing you start at the top on is digging a hole.
Yeah.
Floyd?
Yeah. Be teachable. That's be teachable and work on yourself. Personal development. I used to have a training program that I